Good morning, guys, and welcome to FYI. We trust that you guys are great wherever you guys are joining us from this morning. It's a late morning at our end, but we are here because we couldn't leave you guys stranded at all. We just could not leave you guys stranded. It's good to have each and every one of you here with us. Really good to have you guys here. We are very happy. Good to have you folks here with us. Happy to have you guys. Great to have each and every one of you guys on with us this morning on the live. You know, we say good to have you guys on the live, and we would have it no other way. Give the program a share as we come on, folks. A couple of things to share with you folks, and then we out of your hair so you guys can go ahead and have a fantastic rest of the day. I feel like I ain't see you all in about a month. It's just been such a long weekend. Siobhan McDonald, good to see you there. Leslie Ford and Donna McDonald, Precious Queen. Nicole Daniels is with us as well, guys. We're happy to have each and every one of you here joining us live. We see Kevin Still Life is here. Debbie Collins, Donna McDonald. June Cameron is here with us as well. We've been covering what's been happening at Babu John over the weekend, folks. What's happening with the situation involving the death of little Oria Gravesandi, died at a daycare up in Ogle. About a week ago. We've been following some details coming out of that. And folks, this morning we're going to be talking with that baby's grandmother. You know, we're going to be talking with that baby's grandmother. And this evening for the program, I think we're going to have the parents. We're going to be talking with the parents of baby Oria Gravesandi. That's the 7-month-old toddler that lost her life at the daycare in Ogle. We're going to be talking with the parents tonight. This morning, we're going to hear from the grandmother about what's happening and what are her concerns. We're going to hear from the grandmother. Margaret Nelson, good to have you here. And Leslie Charles, Ronald Passard, good to have you here. Orin Don Cook, Yolanda Thomas, and all the folks who are joining us this morning. Muriel King, Ayabo, Natasha Congraves, good to have you. Good to have each and every one of you. A fantastic Monday to you guys. It's month end. It's the 27th day of March already. The month is fast spent, folks. Onika Light, Muriel King. I see Sharon Dillon, Chevron, Bernadette, Onika. Great to have each and every one of you with us. And welcome to FYI. We trust that you guys are great. We trust that you guys are well. Good to have all of you here with us today. Folks, we're going to get into the morning papers right away. We've lost enough time already. We got a lot of things to share with you guys. We are fired up at this end, ready for this new week, and we are ready to go. And we hope it's the same for you guys. We really hope it's the same for each and every one of you. Fired up and ready to go. We got the morning paper set. It's just you guys missing. Be holding for a couple of you. Holding, bracing it over for a couple of you. But great to have you guys here nonetheless. Great to have each and every one of you on here with us. We're privileged. We are privileged, guys. Happy Monday, as we said. Happy Monday. We got a morning paper set, guys. It's just you folks missing. Good to have each and every one of you. I see, is it Adiola McCollin? I make it right? Adiola McCollin. Adiola McCollin. Bella Moon is here. Good morning, Bella and Anita Atkins. Good to have you. Orindon Cook is here. Debbie Collins as well. Is it Sarojini? Sarojini is here. Sarojini Singh and all the other folks who are joining us. We are happy to have you. Right, happy to have you here with us this morning, guys. Thanks for joining us this morning. Thanks for joining us. Good to have each and every one of you. Guys, good to see you. Welcome to Monday. Edward Brooms is here. And he's making his appearance known. Edward's here. Good to have you, Edward, and all the other folks who are joining us. And we're going to encourage you guys to share the live and expose the truth. How are you folks doing this morning? What's for breakfast at your end? Dolly Anderson and Annette Cummins. Kelvin Allen, how are you doing? Good to have you, sir. Great to have you on with us this morning. Dion, Ayana, Baby Sandyford, and all the other folks who are joining us. Good to see you. Dickens, is it Honorio? Good to have you. Dion and Annette Chevron, all the guys who joining us. Les Charles, good to see you as well. Melinda Foucault, good to have you. Renald Prasad, Paula Jones, Donna Sullivan, good to have you as well. Great to see you folks. As I said, we got the morning paper set. It's just a couple of you missing. We're fired up, guys. We're ready to go. We hope it's the same for you folks. We hope it's the same for you folks. Look at a couple of things we are covering at our end. And first up, this is one of the headlines that we see. Make sure we set to go. This is one of the headlines that we got at our end, folks, that we're watching at. One of the morning headlines. We've been touching the headlines in the newspapers. Those of you who know the routine of the program, we touch on some of what's happening internationally. After that, we double back in the region, and then we come back home. There's some other things that we are following as well. And this is one of them that we're following in the morning papers. Investigation ongoing into the Chinese landing pit collapse. The Chinese landing pit collapse. We're noticing a number of these accidents and incidents of recent. And we went through the agonizing throes and pains as a nation. Mr. Hercules from Linden. That's about 2 weeks ago when that bulldozer, they said, fell off a cliff. And Mr. Hercules from Linden lost his life as a result of that. Chinese landing, pit caving, that's still being followed. And that whole Chinese area, that Chinese landing area there, is a very, very contentious issue where mining is concerned. You know, it was even the subject of an international body in relation to mining there in our indigenous people. But they're telling us, Vikram Bharat, Minister of, what's the Minister of again? Natural Resources, that pit cave-in, collapse is still being investigated. Yeah. We take a long time in these parts to come to the truth. Long time, very long time. Look what else we follow, folks. This is another headline that we're following. Right? We got a court date. We're heading to court April 11th. Those trumped up charges against former Finance Minister Winston Jordan. That matter engages the attention of the Magistrates Court again on April 11th. So we're tracking that, and you guys know how this administration, this regime, this government has been going after the political foes. You see, they can't confine it to the political space. No, they're going to weaponize the courts. I trust they're happy. Because, like Mr. Jaggi was saying yesterday at Babu John, fight. Right? We got some fight in us too. And you saw some of that coming out of the court just last week when the High Court declared that Irfan Ali acted illegally once more. Acted illegally where concerns disposing of the chairman of the Police Service Commission. So y'all like going to court now? Y'all like going to court? All right. Let me see how they're working out for y'all. So that's one of the things we're following. Former Finance Minister Winston Jordan, his matter comes up for hearing on April 11th, so we're watching to that. Here's another headline we're looking at, guys. Another headline that we're looking at. Another headline. You all remember this accident? This is one of the horrific ones for the year. 4 lives were lost in this accident at Nimes. It's a truck that hit a bus. Right? And the accidents are just racking up for 2022. We thought that 2022 was bad in terms of accidents. But we see here for 2023, the accidents are just racking up. Yeah? That's what's happening. Just racking up the accidents. We're touching folks on what's happening in the morning papers. That's what's got our attention. We're in the morning papers. If you're now joining us, give the broadcast a share, smash that emoji button as well. Let us know how you guys are feeling out there. We're in the headlines of the morning papers. So the driver got 4 years, 6 months, 4 lives lost. 4 lives lost. You got 4 years, 6 months. Look what else we're following in terms of the headlines. Folks, this is one we're looking at. 2 students of Harmony Secondary School, this is in Region 10, Linden. Right? Brisbane, Linden, Harmony Secondary School. Remember that gang that invaded the school? Yeah, we're still following some of the events. Those in particular of those students who are still hospitalized. Haven't heard much out of the authorities on that particular incident. And it's strange, maybe they're dealing with a lot on a lot of fronts. Maybe that's what's happening. They're dealing with a lot on a lot of fronts. And they're not able to respond to all of these things in a timely manner. But that one definitely needs a response where gangs are invading schools. Yeah. I think like the terror charge is going to the wrong set of people. Because that school and the students and teachers were terrorized. And I haven't heard too much about that. Haven't heard too much about that at all. That's one of the things we're looking at in the morning papers, guys. And I think finally, do I have it correctly? I don't even know. Do you have it correct? I think that's the final headline that we're going to be looking at. That's the final headline that we're going to be looking at. That's the finally, that we're looking at. And we were touching on some of the headlines that are making the morning papers. Good to see Erwin Don is here. Phil Nicholson is here. Whose birthday are we celebrating? Faces happy birthday. Whose birthday are we celebrating? Barbara Vaughn. Danny Ram is watching us from Tampa, Florida. All the way from Tampa, Florida. Barbara, thanks for joining us. You all are the folks who, allow us to say we have an international program because you all watch us from all over the world. Gwyneth Anderson, good to have you there, and Roxanne Aaron, Wenda Dutchin, good to have you guys. Patricia Kissoon, Junior Holder, good to have you folks. As I said, we're going to be talking with the grandmother of Oria Gravesand, the 7-month-year-old child that lost her life at that daycare in Oakland. We're going to be talking with her later on in our program. We're going to have Patricia Kissoon here and Yvonne Ramasar. Massive Fordyce, great to have you here as well. We prepare to switch our attention, guys, to some of the stuff that are happening internationally, some of the things that are happening in the region, and then we circle back in the 592 to some things that are happening closer to end. Look at one of those things that we're following. One of those things that we are following. It's a lot. But first up, guys, we're hearing out of the top House Democrat, Hakeem Jeffries. Top House Democrat. All right? We're looking at some of the stuff that's brewing. Some of the things that are brewing this morning. Let's take a walk through a couple of them. First up, we got the top House Democrat, Hakeem Jeffries. He's saying some of these are incendiary comments of former President Trump. Could lead to somebody getting hurt. And we have the experience already what took place at Capitol Hill, January 6th, 2021. We have that as experience. And so Jeffries, being a senior leader in the Democratic Party, is sounding the alarm. And that might be cyber crimes to some folks. Loretta Hines and John McAllister, that could be cyber crimes to some folks. So Jeffries is sounding the alarm on that. Look what else we're following, folks. TikTok, those of you who love TikTok, certainly you would have seen the CEO testify, right, at Capitol Hill just last week. made quite an impression, quite an appearance. And whether or not the US decides to ban TikTok is yet to be seen. I think that would be a major mistake. I think it would be a major mistake to do that. We got to look at all the regulations, ensure that what we get out of entities like TikTok is the best for the people. I don't think that stopping free speech in this way is the way to go. I don't think so at all, right? But, they're going to be looking at the legislation. Is a ban coming? Is a ban on TikTok impending? Folks are saying no sound. How come you're getting no sound? No sound? We get good sound at our end. How are you folks doing? Christy Barrows, what's happening at your end? Christy says she's not, no sound. We're getting sound at our end. The guys are telling us we're good to go. What's happening at Christy's end? We'll have to lend Christy a technician or two. All right? Outfront Park says loud and clear. Donna Joseph says loud and clear. Chevron says loud and clear in Florida. Charlotte, Alicia says loud and clear. Debbie Collins says loud and clear. So you're watching TikTok. The odd man out, Christy. you're the odd man out. We're watching TikTok. Here's what else we're following internationally. What's happening there on the Mississippi? A tornado touched down there and reminded me of that film 2012. Now, when that film was coming out, 2012 seemed a far way off. Now, it's a far way behind us now. Devastation, however. Devastation. They say Mississippi has been wiped out by this devastating tornado. And folks, it's like if something exploded there in Mississippi. The kind of devastation that's on the ground. And our thoughts and prayers go out to all the people who live in that area and who are affected by what's happened there. Our thoughts and prayers go out to you guys. Yeah. Total devastation. And then finally in international news, in Israel, I almost said in Israeli. In Israel, there's a lot of contention with some overhauls, some legal overhaul that is proposed, that is pending. The government is trying to pull back some of the powers of the judiciary, for instance. Trying to rein in the judiciary. And lots of the pundits who are looking at this they're saying that this smacks of authoritarianism, of dictatorship. And we're seeing lots and lots of people are coming out against this move by the Israeli government. As a matter of fact, over the weekend, we saw the Minister of Defense of Israel saying that these proposed changes could be a problem with national security, and asking the government to pull back, to halt what it's doing. Well, they fired the Minister of Defense. So clearly they're not going to listen to him. They fired the Minister of Defense. Fired the Minister of Defense. Over the weekend. Correct? Yeah. Fired the Minister of Defense. Yeah, believe it or not. So that's one we're watching. And then finally, on the Ukraine front, they're ramping up recruitment for this war. They're ramping up recruitment for more soldiers. And they're saying that they have received about 16,000 plus applications thus far. Folks signing up, enlisting to fight on the front lines. This is not play boots on the ground, This is real boots on the ground. Beatrice Selby, Clifton Smith, and the comments, real boots on the ground. Kid Evans, real boots on the ground. And so we're following what's happening on that front, folks. Following what's happening on that front. Let's take a peek of some of what's happening in the region. Let's take a peek around those parts. Regionally, folks, regionally, we're following a couple of things. Regionally, and we trust that you guys are well, wherever you all are tuning in from, wherever you're joining the broadcast from. We're thankful for you folks. Wherever you're joining the broadcast from, we're thankful for you guys. So I see Irvin Don is here, and Dolly Anderson, Junior Holder, and Ann Fraser. Big shout out to you guys. Big shout out to you guys. Great to have you folks here. Look what's brewing regionally. Look what's brewing. All right? In Trinidad, here's what they're telling us. In Trini, quite a few things happening. And first up, we got the, do I have it right? First up, we got the, one second, folks. Yep. In Trinidad, the former president of Trinidad, believe it or not, I'm double checking to make sure I have the name right. Is May's Weeks or is Weeks May? That's what that's what I'm double checking. Valid, credible information all the time. Right? But she has some concerns. She got some concerns. You see? The former president of Trinidad and Tobago, right? She said some of the behavior of people she saw on social media during her tenure. Mayweeks, Paula Mayweeks. Oh, it took me a second to get through my notes there. Paula Mayweeks. She said some of what she saw during her tenure as president of Trinidad left much to be desired. Left much to be desired. And here she was talking, she said she found the racial behavior frightening and appalling. And was with specific reference to social media. So what she saw during her tenure as president of Trinidad and Tobago. Behavior appalling, racial behavior appalling and frightening. Appalling and frightening. She says, yeah. Valid, credible. I think we're still in Trinidad for this story. And there was a shooting over the weekend. A corrections officer and a 14-year-old. 14-year-old as seen in the graphic we have. They were in an area playing basketball, and they said a car came up and opened fire on the group. Right? Car came up and just opened fire on the group. This is Jamaica, rather, just to be clear. Right? Dead is Nathan Sangri, right? Called Pazzi of Guys Hill School, and Giovanni Higgins is the corrections officer. Giovanni Higgins, right, was the second victim. And they said when the teenager was shot, that's what they tell us. Nathan Sangri, he fell and he tried to get up and keep running. And reports out of Trinidad says was more bullets. Right? One paper headline says he was gunned down like a dog. That's what one paper headline says. Gunned down like a dog. 14-year-old. Right? 14 years old. Nathan Sangre and 22-year-old corrections officer Giovanni Higgins. Thoughts and prayers with their family. You know, a national poet Martin Carter says, "This is a dark time, my love." Yeah, 14-year-old and a 22-year-old gunned down. Thoughts and prayers again go to their family. Those are the challenges that we have, unfortunately. Unfortunately, those are the challenges that we have. We're going to circle back, as we promised, to some of the things we are tracking, folks. Look, we turn our attention to some of those things that we're tracking in the 592. And good to see so many of you in the live. Folks, in just a little bit, we turn our attention to that grandmother of Oria Graves-Andy, 7 months old, toddler that lost her life at that daycare in Ogle. And tonight we talk to the parents. Clifton Smith, for the minutes. See on Oscar and Orin, Don. Good to see you folks on the live. Look some of the stuff we're tracking locally, folks. A couple we're tracking locally. Things that are brewing locally. That's some of what we're looking at. In the 592, Diamond over the weekend, folks. Gunmen just walk in the supermarket and clean up. Gunmen just walked in the supermarket, Chevron, McDonald, and clean up. Deborah Parker, Dolly Anderson, out front parts, just walk in the supermarket and clean up. You know, they promised us a crime prevention plan. This administration during the course of the last election, well, crime has been phenomenal to those folks who like crime. You know, those folks who benefit from crime. That's what I was looking for. Those who benefit from crime. It's been phenomenal. And they tell us men with hoodies and masks. 2 men walked into the supermarket in Diamond, 12th Street Diamond, and robbed the proprietors. Yep. Just like that. Just another day. That was Diamond over the weekend. Just another day. Where's Robeson Ben? Where's the police? Just another day. Today should have been another sitting of the Public Accounts Committee, but there will be no sitting because the government will be yet absent. And today will make the 12th meeting since they changed the standing order that you have to have a majority of PPP committee members present before the meeting can go on. Today will mark the 12th meeting that they have missed. Why? Because the Public Accounts Committee are examining 2019 and are about to examine the public accounts, is spending the monies on a day tenure. And so they're stalling that process. Vesta Hardy, Roderick Henry, Orphan Parts, they are stalling that process. Believe it or not, stalling the process. That's what's happening on that front. It's all in the process. Right? The 12th consecutive meeting. And then, now I can't overestimate the value of that committee in scrutinizing the spending of any government. That's the work of the committee. 12th meeting they're going to miss. They don't want their spending to be scrutinized, and then the same folks will come and tell us and lecture to us about good governance and rule of law, you know, democracy, and so same folks. For them is, we can have we way, y'all can have y'all say. The only thing is that they don't like detractors, they don't like criticisms. And it's that same attitude that caused Irfan to overstep his bounds when he dismissed the chairman and the members of the last Police Service Commission, and that is an action that has now been deemed unconstitutional and illegal by the High Court. The amount of times this administration in the last 31 months have been found to be in breach of the Constitution, all of them should resign in shame. The amount of times is probably close to 20 times in 21 months. Every other month, they're in breach of the Constitution. Every other month, they're in breach of the Constitution. And then Gail Teixeira and Bishop go on, come and your Bishop talk to us about good governance, transparency, and accountability. You know, those are issues they're going to want to touch on. 12th meeting today, they should be meeting right now as we speak. Right now as we speak, they should be meeting. Right. Respect and manners, nonetheless. Respect and manners. We're just at the 9 o'clock hour. Respect and manners. I want to say to the daughter of accountant, businessman Floyd Haynes, this young Guyanese, right? Kahina Haynes will be sitting on the, she's the executive director of the Dance Institute of Washington, Kahina Haynes, and she's now privileged to be among 27 people who are going to be sitting on the US President Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition, one of 27 Americans, right, who Joe Biden will appoint to the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition. So we want to say congrats to Kahina Haynes. You know, keep our flag flying high. Keep the flag, Kahina Haynes. Keep it flying high. You know, some people is going disgrace, you know. Some people is going in disgrace, right? Disgrace us. But we love when we see Guyanese, you know, either by birth, Guyanese by parentage, you know, have our flag flying high out there. I'm proud of all you guys. So we say respect and manners. Respect and manners to Ms. Haynes, Kahina Haynes. Serve well, serve us well, do us good. Do us good. You hear? Well, yesterday was the annual pilgrimage to Babu John, you know, to pay tribute to the life and work of former Presidents Cherry Jagan and Janet Jagan, the latter of which we know should not have even served as president of Guyana. Right? Not being a born Guyanese, and I'm certain a dual citizen at the time she became president. But then again, people we don't give much credence to law and order and rules and so on, constitution and so on. No. But that aside, Dual citizen aside, you know, one who was expecting to hear perhaps things that are insightful, you know, from the life of Janet and Trinidadian. You know, they didn't find it yesterday, Pabucha. Didn't find it. Right? I saw your vice president spoke for about 52, close to an hour. And I didn't think he spent 5 minutes talking about Dr. Jagan. We watched it. Nothing 5 minutes was dedicated to Dr. Jagan. Again, it's building into this, what you know. It's building in what you know. That the PPP is moving more and more away from the Jagans. Right? And one could understand that when you got somebody who was as narcissistic and as dictatorial as Mr. Jagyo has turned out to be, you will understand why there's such a haste to put Dr. Jagan in the rearview mirror of the PPP. But it's frightening. It's frightening. Yesterday, the PPP General Secretary and Mr. Jagyo spoke about everything else under the sun. And then when it came time to examine, to pay tribute to Dr. Jagan, he said, well, we ain't got too much time. We only had an hour. You know, in typical Jagyo fashion, views out everybody. You know, views out everybody. Man, woman, and child. Everybody came in for a tongue licking. Everybody. This is some of what we picked up yesterday. Just some of what we picked up yesterday. You know, out of Mr. Jagyo's presentation at Babu John, the old vice president.
The PNC leadership, they've had Norton for 1 year now. They will succeed because they have some in the media who support this narrative. They will never question an organization like the Transparency International of Guyana, GHRA, a one-man organization. Under the entire APNU, they couldn't see. He didn't know that social media existed. The problem, every day they've rolled out a whole new set of these people. The Anand Gulsaran, who was part of the AFC coalition, could not say a word about the abuse of public accounts and everything else, the corruption in the 5 years. Suddenly we are approaching elections again. They rolled him out as a fossil. They even rolled out Hamilton Green a couple days ago to say that Chedi Jagan is not the father of nation. The nation Bornham is. We have a group that's called themselves the Oil and Gas Party now. All these new parties are being formed. And saying that, I welcome Mr. Schumann here from the party, and I'm happy to see you in the red. It's very pleasing to see you in the red. And the reason we did this is because you remember Winston Jordan and the cabinet in the past hid $18 million signing bonus. So when the people from Linden, guess who got the land in Linden? They gave Lowenfield, who was the chief elections officer, just before the elections, they gave the Figueras, the MP and his brother. After the elections, they transferred lands to them in sizable quantities, all the PNC bigwigs. None of those civil society organizations were on the streets with us protesting this. In fact, they were being coddled by the APNU. GHRA was getting business. They were placed on commissions. A lot of those people who strayed from the PPP, because they were seduced by Ramjatan and Nagamotu and all of the others, the sugar workers. Pan Ali led from the front too in many of those struggles, worked very hard. He's not a lazy politician. We got a lot of lazy politicians think they can come out and make a statement once in a while. Works very hard. And he lost a lot of weight as a result of this work too. So, but not everybody who lose weight does work hard, you know. Right? And so, when we talk about Chedi Jagan, and I can't trace the periods of the positive change because it will take too long. So we can't go after the craziness in this oil and gas party that Glenn Lal and the others want to form. The madness, the TikTok kind of approach. One who makes a post on Instagram now, on Facebook, think that every single day you have to change your policy. If that happens, you drift in the wind. It will not help the people in the long run. We have to be stable, progressive. Mr. Granger still drives the most expensive car that the country ever bought in its history. He still drives it now as a former president. He has it. The most expensive.
So that was a train wreck. You know, that was a train wreck. That's a tribute to Mr. and Mrs. Jagan, former presidents, was a train wreck. Because you see the thing about the fellow, he can't help himself, you know. Right? He can't help himself. You come to pay tribute to two former presidents, and you manage to stray very far from that. The same way they've strayed very far ideologically and even politically from Mr. and Mrs. Jagan. You know. It's amazing, you know. I ain't want any attack on my behalf. If that's a tribute, folks, if that's a tribute, I don't know what else is. Right? I can see Dr. Jagan saying, keep your damn tribute, man. Keep your tribute. So we know from that meeting yesterday that internal elections in the PPs, they're going to be held, they're slated for later this year. But of course, in case, you know, Mr. Jagdio don't get to put his set pieces in place, so by the end of the first quarter, 2024, we should have those internal elections in PP concluded. All right, we're going to be watching that. We'll be watching that. Right? He seemed to know a lot of things about Mr. Norton's family. Right? He seemed to know a lot of things about Mr. Norton's family and siblings and so on. And even represented that Mr. Norton had a brother of some sort who had crossed the floor, you know, to the PPP. But no sooner had Mr. Jagdio said that yesterday, you know, on that lectern there at Babu John, Mr. Norton put out a statement. He said, I was informed that the liar Barrett Roseanne Jagnew has lied again. He told the PPP gathering in Babu John that I, Aubrey Norton, have a brother that joined the PPP. This is totally untrue, Mr. Norton said. The man he referred to is not my brother. In fact, Mr. Jagdio should be ashamed to welcome a man of that ilk into the PPP, who the very PPP had issued a wanted bulletin for alleging that he burnt the Ministry of Education, right, and committed other crimes. You know, we've asked the question here before, why is it a certain kind of ilk of people attracted to the PPP in this way? Why? And not only are attracted to, but are embraced and welcomed. You know, why is it? Why is it indeed? But we can circle back to some of what went down there at Babu John. We can circle back to some of that later on, folks. But we want to turn our attention. We want to turn our attention to that issue concerning the death of baby Oria Gravesandi at that daycare in Ogle. We know now that the daycare has been shut down by the ministry. Right, it's been shut down by the ministry, but still, we've spoken to the family. The family is asking for justice. They don't like the way the investigation is going. And as you'll hear, they feel as though they were the ones who committed an illegal act. By the way they've been treated, that's how they feel. They've lost a core part of their family, 7-month-old baby Oria Gravesandi, and they're in search of answers. They are in search of answers. But Tommy Gibbs and Roderick Henry, Ingrid Crawford, those answers have been short in coming. Those answers have been very, very, very short in coming. Very short in coming. And I think it's part of what this family desires for closure. Paul Prasad, Michael Chance, Orin Don Cook, Andrew Griffith, I think it's part of what this family desires for closure. Folks, as we bring you up to speed with some of what we captured over the weekend at a candlelight vigil for baby Oria Gravesandi, right? The mother, Shavani, fainting in the process. Right? The folks want answers. What happened on that day? That was one of the recurring things they kept saying to us. That's what we want to know. What happened on that day? So we bring you guys up to speed on covering that over the weekend, that vigil, and also the grandmother of baby Oria Gravesandi talks with us as well. Right? The grandmother of baby Oria Gravesandi talks to us as well. Take a look, folks. Right? You're going to share the live and expose the truth. Share the live and expose the truth. Take a look and take a listen.
No justice. No justice.
Fucking sit down the guy and I got to. I know them kill the people child. They kill the people child and still get the fucking anti-man man straight out the judge kill them out.
You think Guyana easy?
You understand what I'm telling Guyana is a low class fucking country.
One kind of way I get injured on this state here, you know. Not because of the case. No.
Is she case? All right. We get over 800 people. We want to get 1,000 right now. Y'all see what going on in Guyana right now? Yeah, this man faster kill the people child.
We want answer.
Workers you get, right? And now we getting no justice to the people. Y'all see what going on in Guyana right now? The fucking
Get bail, and we didn't even know the person get bail. We didn't even know the person get bail. Now, yes, internet, we pass the same time. And we was armed, we decided to jump and do something ignorant. What y'all would tell me? Yeah, and you can't inform this person who have been bailed, nothing. They come up the vote, they go every Friday report to the port, down the station. Nothing y'all tell me. Yeah, they just going to just be on 72 hours or something. What do you know? I have promised you on when we write this statement that nobody won't get bail for soon. Come on. My child money me out here, me alone. I have an injury now recovering from. Now I have a baby die on the way and a baby mother to deal with. Come on. Let me get some kind of answer. Who's the person?
Your friend, the guy over us. Just together, we are guiding your innocence.
Love you, baby. I love you.
Your friend.
My baby. I always love you. Yeah. Oh, my little content. I love you. I will always love you, baby. You always been my aunt love.
7 months.
I will always love you. In spite of what you got, you will never be forgotten, my grandma love. I will love you. We're going to get justice for you, mama. We're going to get justice for you, love. I'm the grandmother of little Oria. And I was there with my daughter at the station, and she was giving a statement. There was a policewoman in there. I don't know her name, but I could identify her. I got her name after. And when my daughter was giving a statement, it was like a mockery because her baby daddy was telling the mother, baby, I will always be here for you. She had her phone, playing a song, I will always be here for you. Like, it's a mockery, they're laughing. A woman came in there, probably some relative of the people with the daycare. So I was trying to ask him, what really happened to the baby, you know, as a grandmother. I don't know how that could happen. I can't run from me head, and the guy now with an attitude, you know, making mock. Then some other relatives came for them, and it was a mockery, right? It was a mockery, like it's a laughing thing. It was a laughing thing. We are in grief, and we be treated as a criminal. When we speak, shut your mouth. We're going to put you out of the station, right? We were threatened yesterday after we went out there, right? So we reach the attack, we gone on cutlass, right? The guy on. When the police came, quick then the police reached. Some was on that one side. And the police just telling me if we shut him out. I ain't telling them, dead guy on. When we start up again, if you can't, we're gonna ask you how to remove. What? Justice, I need justice. I gotta get justice. I need justice for my granddaughter. That's my joy, that's my happiness. I'm hurt. I can't express myself. I'm hoarse at this moment. I might be looking strong, but I'm not strong. I'm weak at this point. There's people reaching out to us. Say, well, you know, they're looking for violence. Then we have his blood we want. Last we were there, right? We had a problem there because they get on the landing and they cussing and the guy. If it's a baby, you're going down suffer. It's one cell alone you got. It's a baby. So there's a dolly.
You shy down the child.
A lady at the station told us today, well, another uncle of the child, but I said, well, an uncle, great uncle of the child were there too at the station. And people asking, how a baby could fall down? No, well, if she not fall down, it's we take and lash it down. How could you mention that, man? That is nothing but tell people. Only who feels it knows it. Only who feels it knows it. Right? When we were out there last night, that people there for violence. Right? And when we talk now, we get picked up, you know, me. Two other person that was there with us, Shauna and her sister, there was some of them upstairs, abusing. The police was standing on that one, so they got the access to move and go across the road. And the guy, you want me to, I want to go to my son for your sock. So the other girl that was with us, with us, our great niece, same way, said, come, bring the class socket. The police not trying to put her in if you can take her to the station. You ain't telling them to shut them out. But when we speak, so it seems to me like it's a bias something. Something going on, something is not right somewhere down the line. Then when we go there, then the officer make me to know that, because I'm asking, I said, yes, she go on bail, 200,000.
why I'm asking the question. Why this matter got to go to the DPP? Well, that means they should lose the woman that killed the man because he slapped she sleep and is an abuse. Why they charge him put her on women? Why they didn't send that matter for all the murders and get answers from the DPP first before they press charges? Well, I'm thinking we're going to kill somebody and see if they're going to put me free. And send matter to DPP before they come and charge me. They're going to come simply be talking and want to lock me up. Right? But them get go on station bail. No, this is not right. Something is not right. Something fishy about the whole thing. Something going on. I need justice. I'm calling for justice and nobody reach out to us. They're mocking me and laughing at me like it's a, it's a joke thing.
The parents, your daughter and son-in-law told us how empty they feel, in these days after losing Oria. How is it for you guys?
It's hard for me. I know it's hard for my daughter and my son-in-law. It's hard. That was my job, my whole skin. I didn't get to spend quantity time with my granddaughter. When my daughter was pregnant, she said, Mommy, don't go and leave me in the back down now. I'm a businesswoman. I stay around with my daughter. You hear? That was my job. My joy. I was here. I said, okay, Mom, not going anyway. I used to call she little Pontin. It's a little point. I said, okay, I have 2 grandsons. I have 2 granddaughters now. 2 little king and 2 little princess. She was my joy. I said, little Pontin, come to grandma. It's hard. I don't have any tears at this moment. But you see in here for me, I'm empty. So my face I don't get fine because when I got the message, I had to travel distance to get there. Just to come and see a dead baby, a healthy baby that I was seeing on video. No, I need justice for my granddaughter. And I'm asking someone at 30 to come out and reach out to us because nobody come and reach out to us. Nobody ain't come out. They're just making laugh. We will be treated again as the criminals. Like if we committed this offense. And they're treating as the civilians. Like they is the one who grieving.
Has anybody in high authority reached out?
Nobody reached out to us, sir. Nobody. I never get a chance to go on no other media to talk, sir, because I'm home. I can't take it. I couldn't take it. I ain't break down today because I now getting a grip to myself as well. There's no longer be here. I am the bed, I'm coming off the bed because I can't stand it. And I'm here. I pick her up. I would walk her up all in the morning. I'm not sleeping, I'm not eating. I'm not staying upstairs. I don't want to go on the bed because there's no joy. She was everybody's joy. It's everything you get there, it's everybody. She's spoiled.
You heard it there, folks. You heard it there from the family. They want answers. They don't like the way they've been treated. They don't think they've been treated fairly. They feel, as the grandmother said there, as though they are the ones who committed this offense. And we were shocked that nobody from the authorities have reached out to them as a family. Now the Minister of Education, under whose purview daycare is and all of that fall. Now the Minister of Social Protection. We were shocked by that. These many days later, nobody has reached out. Nobody has reached out in high authority to this family. We're struck by that. We're struck by that. And of course, as you can understand, this is a family who are grieving and who are hurting tremendously. And they want to know simply what transpired that day. We see one report says out of Sabak News, attributed a comment to someone from the daycare. I think it's the husband of the proprietor of the daycare, said the baby had a cold. But then the pathologist who did the postmortem examination said the baby died from hemorrhage and compression to the neck. That doesn't sound like the common cold to us. Right? A member from the, as I said, a representative of the daycare, and that comment was captured in an article in Sabak News. Baby died from a cold. But the postmortem examination says the baby died from hemorrhage and compression injuries, the exact phrase, compression injuries to the neck. All right? That's what the postmortem examination report says. Tonight, in the ring, we're going to be talking with the mother and father, in addition to other relatives, about the situation. And you're going to want to tune in for that. Tonight, we're going to be talking to them on this issue in the ring. The mother, the father of baby Oria Gravesandi, the 7-month-old baby who died at that daycare in Ogle. We know now that the daycare has been closed down. At least that's what the authorities are saying. Tonight in the ring, mother, father, and other family members of baby Oria Gravesandi. That's going to do it for us at this end. That's going to do it for us at this end. That's our time, folks. That is our time. That's going to do it for us. See you guys right back here this evening. Folks, before we go, let's just do our housekeeping. We should have done it earlier, but apologies. Let's do our housekeeping. If you guys, highly recommended, you need a Justice of the Peace, Commissioner of Votes to affidavits. We recommend the Alistair Collins firm. They are experts, folks. Experts in this area. You need a Justice of the Peace, a Commissioner of Oaths to affidavits. Right? Look no further, folks. Get the answers you need. The Alistair Collins firm. As a Commissioner of Oaths to affidavits and a Justice of the Peace, they provide expert guidance and support for all your documentation needs. They are open Monday through Saturday at the Callion Mall on Lamaha Street. On Lamaha Street between Camp and Waterloo Streets. 649-6410. 649-6410. 685-6448. 685-6448. And you can help us as well to keep our broadcast going, and you guys know how we do it. Partner with us so we can keep on bringing you these programs. Valid, credible information. We pursue the truth, folks, wherever it leads. We pursue the truth wherever it leads. We're available via Cash App and Zelle and PayPal, MMG, MoneyGram, and Western Union as well. This is how we keep our broadcast going. Keep bringing you valid and credible information. That being said, folks, we're going to see you guys back here this evening. Right where we can be, but in the ring. Thanks for joining us. That's going to do it for us this morning. Thanks for joining us, Sharon Castro, Edwards, and Faye Nicholson, Yvette Madu, and Marie Roberts, and Polly Primo, good to see you as well, and all the other folks, Maxine Monroe, Donna McDonald, all the other folks who are joining us before you ran off. Smash that emoji button for us, folks. Share the live for us. Smash that emoji button as well, and we can see you guys right back here later on in the day. Stay safe out there, stay woke, and stay vigilant. Until, stay safe, guys.